Hello everybody, Megazord here, back at it again to give you another very excited video. And for today, I just decided I was just going ahead and clip and trim out my movie review discussion. I guess this is a big fat review for the Sonic 2 movie. I went and discussed it with my boys Sanikyu and Haxx in my latest Zarcast episode 30. So I will leave a link down in the description box down below if you want to listen to the whole entire show though. But I thought some of y'all might be interested in just hearing our pure thoughts on the Sonic movie, especially after the fact that it might take some people some time to go out and see the movie for themselves. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me just go ahead and trim this out and give y'all just a solo video just for that one review though. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight up into this. So this movie has came out. It came out a couple of days ago. I think technically earlier on the European side. Like, I don't know how. They get movies like a whole entire week early. But anyway, I sat down and watched this movie on Friday. And honestly, I was expecting it to be like the Sonic movie 1. Like, it was just gonna be a fun watch, but nothing super crazy though. I honestly could not stop myself from smiling for almost the whole entirety of this whole stinking movie. And by the time I walked out of the movie, I was like, did I really just watch that? Like that was a really enjoyable experience though. But Sanikyu and Haxx, y'all watched the movie together, right?
Yeah.
Now
we did.
Tell me about y'all's raw impressions real quick.
Fucking definitely better than the first
one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't really like rewatch the first one. Like, this one is definitely rewatchable.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing like y'all. Like, after watching this one, I was like, it would be really hard for me to go back and watch the first one. And I'm almost kind of tempted. I really do kind of want to watch this one again. But then I'm kind of cheap and I don't want to kind of run to the movies again to watch it though. But when it does come out on DVD, or if it came out to a streaming service, I probably would sit down and rewatch this one. Because, I mean, that's how fun I have with this movie though. But before we go into like our review discussionist thing, I wanted to go into like our movie experience, like how was the atmosphere in the theater and stuff. How was y'all's experience? So I'll let y'all go ahead and take it away first, since y'all both got to see it with each other.
There was a bunch of little kids that were having so much fun. I just brought smiles to my face.
Yeah. And kind of
like,
to me too.
It was honestly like a movie made for like both kids and it's made for everyone in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, like a lot of kid jokes, yeah, a lot of adult jokes, like that stupid joke with like the priest. Are you a secret agent? Opens up his little book. Here, there's a gun.
There's a fucking gun.
That gun, no.
I fucking died on that one.
I died too, but it was funny because, like, you know, like the kids were reacting to like some of the funny kind of stuff, but when that gun thing was there, that was like basically all the adults in my theater. That's when we all laughed when we saw that moment.
They never expect the priest to be the guy with the gun.
I lost it. Oh goodness. But any other thoughts on the theater experience?
No.
Not really. It was just basically
we definitely had the best in the house.
Now, did y'all watch it late at night, or did you watch it like during the day?
No, it wasn't like around 2:30ish.
Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, then
that
makes sense.
It was pretty funny because Haxx and this other friend of ours was like super late.
Yeah, I was running late.
Bruh. Wait, but you didn't miss like the beginning of the movie though, right?
No, like this is the funny part. I was running late, and then after going inside, I'm in the fucking trying to get a drink, and that took forever.
Damn.
And then I walk in, they're still playing a trailer.
I kid y'all not, because literally with movies nowadays, like I went to the AMC to watch this one, and honestly, they play so many trailers. I think it's like 20 minutes worth of trailers or previews on other stuff.
It's annoying. They need to stop doing that.
I mean, I remember back in the day when you went to the theater, when the showtime said 7 o'clock, the movie was about to run at 7:10 or sometimes a little before that because they run all the trailers and stuff starting before 7. So then you only had the really big important ones, like 3 or 4 big important ones at the start of 7 o'clock, and then you moved straight on to the movie. So it didn't take that long. That felt okay. But nowadays, oh my gosh. But I guess in terms of my movie theater experience, I'm kind of like what y'all. I went early. Well, not super early because y'all went on Saturday. I went on the Friday night, and at first I was about to go at 7 o'clock, but then I was like, you know what? If I go at 6 o'clock, I can go see it earlier, come back home, do what I got to do at home, yada yada yada, have most of the night to myself. So I went at 6 o'clock. And I felt like, at least with my theater, it was almost completely full. The front row and the very back row, I think, were empty, but every other row in between that was basically maxed out. So I was like looking to my left and my right and stuff. I was like, okay, it's like for every other kind of family or something like that, you might have had some kids there. So it's like every other family that was sitting to your left or right, they had some kids or something like that, though. So I was like, goodness. And the people to my right, I want to say it was either somebody's mama or somebody's older sister. It was either one of the two. I couldn't quite catch the vibe though. But then they had their would either be like their little brother or to be like their little son sitting to the right of them. And I just heard like most of the comments they were saying throughout the movie. And we're almost like on the same wavelength though. So I was like, bro, it was kind of funny though. But yeah, a lot of kids up in there, and overall, everybody really loved the perception on it, and especially at least sitting towards the very tail end of the movie, there's a good amount of people that kind of knew there was going to be like a post-credit scene, and we'll talk about that a little later in the thing, because oh goodness, there's some stuff to say about that though. But it was interesting to see a lot of people have been kind of trained to sit and watch the extra credits and stuff like that though. But yeah, so overall, it was a fun theater experience. Somehow, I did not manage to actually get up during the whole movie to use the restroom because I'm usually kind of bad at that. Like I like to drink like a big old drink and eat my popcorn and stuff. And I usually had to go and use the restroom. Like during the Batman movie, Sanikyu, like I literally got up like 3 or 4 times in that one. It was kind of bad. I ain't gonna lie. But this one, I managed to sit down and watch the whole thing. Oh goodness.
You didn't watch the whole movie?
No, because I got up like 4 times, man.
Jesus.
Damn.
I know. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But then again, it was Batman, so I didn't feel like I was missing too much. I went during the slow moments, not like during the some of the plot heavy moments. Yada yada yada. But anyway, I guess that's it in terms of our movie theater experience. Now let's go ahead and I guess I'm trying to think, how should we go about it? Plot or character? Let's go off with the general overall vibe of the characters we got. Like we kind of know how Sonic is based on his previous works with the first movie though. So let's go ahead and jump over to Tails. What did y'all think about Tails and his character and how he played his role up in this movie?
Annoying.
Sorry?
Okay, a bit annoying. I thought he was being too much of. I thought he was being too much of a simp for Sonic.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, only Sonic the Hedgehog, only Sonic. I get like he's like, what, 10, whatever. But like, dial it back. It's like every other line he has to say has something like about Sonic.
It's interesting. It's interesting to hear y'all say that because honestly, I didn't quite catch that vibe. I mean, maybe towards like the tail end of the movie where I guess like almost every other thing was like he was that supportive of Sonic though. But I guess that kind of makes sense from that point perspective though. But then again, I kind of saw it as like, I guess a lot throughout this movie, they always said, what was it? Basically, you know, like Sonic is basically almost like a child to like those two other, those married couple. I can't ever remember their names though. But, you know, like how earlier on in the movie, he said, you know, being a hero, there's a lot more to being a hero. You gotta be responsible for not just yourself, but really gotta be responsible for other people, especially people that can't like defend themselves and yada 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 though. So it was always like he wanted to be a hero throughout like the whole course of this movie, and he actually got his moment to be that though. But it was kind of interesting how he got to interact with Tails during a lot of those moments and just kind of see that and kind of basically grow off of that moment though, because you know, we know how Sonic is he's kind of laid back. a bit immature at times though, but that's just kind of nature of him. He just kind of likes to do whatever he wants to do though. But it was just kind of nice to see those moments with Tails and stuff, especially that one scene. What was it? Where they were, what country was that? Where they were in like those snowy mountains and stuff like that, and they had like
Wasn't it
that
Siberia?
Siberia, yeah, Siberia, and you know they had that whole showdown dance off battle with those people that were up in that cabin, but I don't know, it's just the little moments like right before they went to bed or something like that. Like he threw that blanket up on top of them. I don't know. It's just those kind of moments right there. I was like, oh, okay, Sonic. I was like, that was pretty nice. And then you got like Tails that just shoots out his two tails and then puts it over Sonic himself though. So I don't know. I kind of like those buddy friendship moments between the two that they have throughout the course of the movie. I don't know. I guess I just got like a different vibe from that though. But at least that's just how I felt personally though.
I'd say Tails' best scene in the whole movie is probably where he goes on telling Sonic about his backstory and whatnot.
Yeah, that oh goodness, that backstory though, that was something. Which I guess we'll talk about that here in a bit though, because I actually got some questions for y'all though. Now we talked about Tails. Now what about Knuckles? What do y'all think about Knuckles, especially for the dude that voice acted him?
You don't know who it is?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Like every now and then I remember his name, and then sometimes I just blank out on it.
Idris Elba.
There we go. You heard it from him. But what do y'all think about him before I give my thoughts?
Well, it's.
I thought he was fine as Knuckles.
I thought he did fine. Did pretty good as Knuckles. Yeah. Although, like, I'd probably say he could do a bit better, but I'll give it time. I'll wait and see how that Knuckles series goes.
Yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see him, I guess, do it a little bit more with Knuckles though. At least with Knuckles, shoot, I felt like they couldn't cast anybody better than that. Like he had like just the right bit of like, because you know like how modern Knuckles is nowadays. Like he's kind of super laid back and kind of just like chill, almost to the point where like Sonic and Tails is. But he had just a right enough edginess about him, but still had like a comedic side about him too. Like I just felt like it was like the perfect balance of a Knuckles like a, because you know like Knuckles, he used to be like really mean, kind of savage-ish back within like the Sonic 3 game or whatnot though, and then he had some light-hearted moments towards like our more modern Knuckles right now. I just felt like the guy kind of did his voice at least with quite a bit of justice. I just felt like it was just perfectly balanced, and I felt like they probably could have gotten a better mix of somebody to voice Knuckles though, which I kind of like the growth that he did, because honestly, well, I was trying to think of, should I say this or not? Nah, I'll leave it out because I guess that plays to the plot point though. But overall, I really did love Knuckles, and I guess the last one would be technically Dr. Eggman. I know you're the Dr. Eggman, Fasten the Audio, or some has called him Dr. Robotnik. But what do you think about his role in this one?
Well,
see him like go off the deep end with the character.
Yeah, he went off the deep end with the character. Like there are some points in the movie where I'm like, holy shit, that like his voice almost sounded like the one in the game for a second.
Really now?
Yeah, that's how I saw some scenes. Like, I'm over here like paying attention. So sometimes I listen to how like the voices go here and there, and for like a split second, I'm like, oh shit, that laugh sounds like it could have been in the game.
Oh, interesting. I kind of like that. All right. What about you, Sanikyu? Or I guess.
Wait,
I was saying, what do you think about Eggman's performance up in this one, or Jim Carrey's Eggman in this one?
I love 90s Jim Carrey, and I'm glad he brought that back again for Eggman.
Oh yeah. Like I gotta, like I miss Jim Carrey.
The Eggman.
Yeah, and you gotta love 90s Jim Carrey, and he brought it back, definitely.
It's kind of interesting, because I guess the way how he performs, honestly, at this point, I can't see anybody, if they wanted to make this like a really long running series, which I think I've been hearing from them, they said they want to make this as like its own universe thing, because I guess like what we're seeing proof of it with the whole Knuckles series that's gonna be tied to Paramount Plus and stuff. I just can't see anybody else doing this. Eggman, like I don't know. They're just going to bring in some other villains or something like that. Which has word on the street been that Jim Carrey might be retiring soon or something like that?
It is the word on the street.
Dang, I'm just hoping that if he
But
retires, do it after the Sonic 3 movie, please, and then we'll let you bow out.
I'm
Because
pretty
I feel like you got to
sure.
finish the trilogy.
No, I'm pretty sure. Like, if he's gonna come back for 3, they need a pretty good script for him to come out of retirement.
Oh, no,
Pretty sure that's.
no. He said he was retiring, but he said like if they're making a third one, he'd do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that what he said?
That's all
Alright.
I need to know. That's all I need to know. Yeah, because I was like, dang, 'cause you have to at least finish the trilogy, and then that way we can say, hey, we actually got like a somewhat good video game adaptation trilogy. Which, shoot, I don't think we can ever honestly have ever really said that, to be honest, though. So I do want them to finish that though, because they're on to something right here. They're on to something. But outside of that, I guess that's it in terms of the main important characters. Like, you still had some of the other dudes return from the previous movie. What were you about to say?
I don't know. The Agent Stone is clearly an important character here. You just see how he took out those guys at the beginning of the movie.
Bro. Oh, goodness. Agent Stone. My gosh. You know,
He's pretty funny.
He is pretty funny.
He is pretty funny.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sonic has been told about this, but I fucking popped off when he brought out the fucking manual because it has the Genesis cover on it.
Oh goodness. Which we have to talk. I guess at some point during this discussion, we'll talk about all the references they made to other Sonic games, because I have like several off of my hand. But oh goodness, this helped me not to forget though. But I did like him. I didn't mention him, but yeah, that agent, he's pretty funny. He does provide some good comic relief. I do like him. And I think outside of him, you had the traditional, the two parents of Sonic, and oh gosh, the lady that was supposed to be married in the course of this movie though. Oh my god. Oh, she was on one. She was on one. I was like, bro, we'll talk about it once we get to that point in the movie though. But oh gosh, towards that wedding though, my goodness. But I guess that's it in terms of our character summaries though. So we'll go ahead and start jumping into the plot now. So we start off at the beginning of the movie, and what was it? It was that car chase scene where they were kind of running through the city and stuff like that. And then Sonic over here driving and stuff, eating chili dogs and stuff like that. I was like, what the heck is this boy doing over here? Legit, I don't know why, but I got like Spider-Man feels from it. It was just kind of weird. I don't know if y'all caught the same vibe, but what were y'all thinking about that first little scene?
I didn't get.
For me, and then this like continued on to like throughout the entire movie. This is the one part. This is like a part of the movie that I was like really disappointed with, and it's the lack of Sonic music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't get like why they couldn't like get Sonic music. Like, that would have been perfect to like play Escape from the City right there.
Or I don't know, like maybe actually get some Crush 40 tracks in there here and there 40. In the background. Or if you don't want to use the actual game versions, at least try to make like a cinematic version of the songs.
I think like the only reference to like any Sonic music was his phone going off in the wedding part of the movie.
Oh yeah.
That was the only time they ever did that, and that's like, really? Like, even like the first Sonic movie, like it starts off with the hyper potions with like friends.
Yeah, the hyper potions, and then isn't there like also like a Green Hills melody here and there?
Yeah, like at the end of them, they reference Crush 40 and when Eggman's just dancing.
Oh yeah, there's Crush 40's on his playlist.
Yeah. I don't know why they hadn't done that. Like, I feel like, I guess nowadays, if we get anything besides like a ringtone on the phone, it's like at the start of the movie when you do like your pre-credits, and it's like at the end of the movie where they do like the actual post-credits.
Which is weird because like the song, what song were they playing? They were playing like a more like widely known song compared to like Sonic music.
Oh, what was that song?
Yeah,
you're right. What was that song?
Tricky. It was Tricky. No, they were
Oh
playing tricky, but
yeah.
like they're willing to spend that much money on like licensing like songs like that, but they couldn't get like Sonic music like real.
You think it'll be easier for them to do that, or slash it wouldn't
It
cost
would
them
be
that
It
much?
would have
easier.
been a lot easier. It would have been a lot easier.
I don't know. I guess y'all's guess is as good as mine on that. I have no idea. But
I kind of want to just chalk it up to, it's just, oh,
I think
Hollywood. We gotta get these well-known songs into our fucking animated movie. We're not animated, but you get the idea.
yeah.
I'm gonna like try and see if I can't edit the like Escape from the City and see how well that fits in that scene. I
Yeah,
think
because
it
it's weird
Actually.
because Escape from the City, I honestly was expecting some scene like that to be played out in this movie. I thought we were gonna get it at some point. I legit thought we were gonna get it. Like they even made references to to that game. I honestly thought it was gonna happen. It was sad that it didn't. I was like, gosh dang it. Maybe for the third movie. I don't know. Please. Y'all can't drop the ball on that. Like, please. But yeah, so I guess it does it for the intro and stuff. You know, they had the father son moments, speaking on the canoe out there in the middle of the lake and stuff, having a nice little bonding moment, whatever though. And then
Right.
I guess
That's
Sonic
like
tried to.
his character arc, like not even a character arc. It's like one of the like, oh, you got plot points. Like he now has a family, but now it's time for him to get some friends.
Pretty much, or at least, you know,
Right.
looking out for some people, or, you know, trying to be responsible besides just looking out for only just himself, which, yeah, basically what you said, Sanikyu. So what was it? So yeah, so they're out on the boat, they were bonding and all that stuff, and I guess Sonic really wanted to get him away or something like that. Like he literally gave one of them that ring and said, hey, go ahead, or I guess it just happened to work out like that. What you call its friend was getting married, so they went off to Hawaii, and they were off for like a decent bit of the movie until like almost
Wasn't
the
it-
tail end.
Hold on, wasn't it the wife's sister?
Yeah,
Yeah, the wife's sister. Thank you. I
Rachel.
could never remember her
I think.
relationship. Yeah, wife's sister. Goodness.
Her name's Rachel, I think.
Rachel? Okay.
I think, I don't know.
I don't even remember because of the airplane that was like bringing the the banner like Rachel Hernando.
Oh yeah, Rachel's getting one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Rachel. That was her name. Yes. So yeah, so they sent them off to Hawaii and stuff like that for them to basically get married and stuff like that. And that's where things got a little interesting because we didn't really get to see any of the other, you know, human actors and stuff periodically throughout the here and there throughout the movie, but not in its entirety, or at least in big chunks towards the very tail end of the movie. So honestly, because of them kind of sticking them in at certain spots, basically towards the very beginning and not even that much towards the very beginning, but mostly at the very end, I just felt, for me personally, with them sidelining them for so long, I just kind of thought it helped with the pacing a little bit better. Like I didn't get that whole vibe of the traditional, oh, you know what, the first movie was like a buddy cop situation where you kind of knew that, you know, he was going to be going with him. Go with him like the whole across the country. It was very predictive and stuff like that. But the second they sent him off, I was like, oh, you know what? It's going to be more focused around Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and, you know, the Doc. So I was like,
as
oh,
it
thank
should
goodness.
be. As it
I was like,
should
thank
be. I don't get.
Which is funny because like that's what the critics hated.
That's what. It's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
They
tell me
wanted.
why.
No, they wanted more interaction with the human characters. Like no,
They wanted more. Like this is. You'd think they'd notice what movie they're going into. You're going into a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. You're gonna be seeing a lot more Sonic and pals compared to the humans. Isn't it this basically the same thing that happened with King of the Monsters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, it's literally like a flip flop of like King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs Kong. Like we want more monsters. God, too much monsters. We want more humans. God, too much humans. We want more monsters. They can never make up their minds.
And never can. That's why you don't. That's why you don't really pay attention to what critics do. You pay attention to what like the viewers say about the movie.
Yeah, like the audience score.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that kicks me is, what did they review the Sonic movie at? I thought it was like in the was it in the 60s or was it in the I'm trying to think, what did they rate that as?
What?
For their tomato score review thing for
It was like
Rotten Tomatoes.
67 for like critics, and then like somewhere like in the 90s for like audience score.
Yeah, 66 for tomato meter, 97 for audience score, which was like, that's just ridiculous right there. I was like, come on. I was like, I don't know how many of those critics, actually play video games. Probably not that many though, but I don't know. I
They're
just
not
don't know.
Sonic fans. They're not Sonic fans at all.
Yeah, I just don't get it. But anyway, so I guess with the pacing and stuff, a lot better than the first movie. I could just already tell once they sent him off to Hawaii and stuff. And then you got like Sonic and stuff just kind of chilling and whatnot though. And then all of a sudden, Eggman shows up though. But I guess to get more context on that, we gotta rewind all the way back to the very beginning of the movie where, because at the end of the first Sonic movie, they said Eggman said, "I'll be back home by Christmas." I don't know if he did it sooner than Christmas or later than Christmas. I don't know, but it was interesting seeing him on that one planet with all those all those mushrooms and stuff, and just making all of that different stuff. I didn't know how the heck he was gonna get off of that planet, and I guess he was just super lucky to have one of the Sonic's quills or whatever though. But luckily, I guess he comes up with some kind of crazy contraption where he's able to send out like a homing beacon. I guess that's essentially what it acted like, because once he activated that sucker, it knocked him out cold for like, I don't know, for like a good chunk of the day. And then thankfully the echidnas showed up with Knuckles.
No.
Not echidnas, but
no, this is the first plot hole. Like who the hell were the first three guys?
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking echidnas,
I honestly have no idea.
No,
Knuckles the
can't.
last echidna?
Yeah, they can't be echidna, so his tail said Knuckles.
They're not
The
echidna.
last echidna.
Yeah.
Like, then who the hell were the first three guys? They're
I
like,
have no idea. I have no idea. Not
No
even mention
idea.
that. I'm like, wait, what the heck?
because like there's like some scenes in this movie where that just feel like completely unnecessary. Like, this thing where like Sonic's running on water.
Yeah.
Okay, like he practically drowned, right? Because like he failed,
Oh yeah.
and then he made it onto the island anyway. Like, what was the point of that? So, like, it was showing him like drowning. Just show him like running across and making it to the island. There you go. It's like less time spent.
I don't know. I guess he lucked out, because it seems like every now and then, or not every
Yeah,
now
but,
and then,
like-
a good
yeah,
chunk
but-
of movies when
Yeah,
they're
but,
in
like,
like those
what
ocean
are the
scenes, they get washed
odds?
up against,
Like, 'cause,
against the
like,
shore.
no-
I don't know.
No. The water was pushing away from the island. So like, how do you even like get to the island? That's like the odds of that happening is just like way too low.
It's way
like,
too low,
that's-
but for some reason,
that's just a nitpick for me. But like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's like the end all be all, but still though.
I can count like a number of times how many times I either saw like a pirate movie or some movie where they're out at sea or something like that, or some adventure movie where they always crash in the water but then somehow end up on the shore. It ain't my first rodeo seeing that play out on the big screen like that. I've seen it happen several times. I don't know, maybe it's just movie dumb luck. I don't get it though, but I get what you're saying though. Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know who those three originally that came in with Knuckles or whatever though, but I guess somehow Eggman managed to go back with Knuckles and managed to make it back on the Earth. So that's how he managed to get back at least on Earth. And then knock, there he goes. And then you get to see the first encounter between Sonic and
It's
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
And honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to how those two could play off of each other, at least with their first interaction like that. And we kind of knew how it was gonna play out based on the previews that we got or the trailers that we got with the movie though. But it was just something seeing Knuckles catch him at like supersonic speed and just knocking the living daylights out of that man. But I guess to go back to the Knuckles encounter though, but what were y'all thoughts whenever they first encountered like that? I don't know. I just felt like a pretty good presence from Knuckles, like at least the way how he kind of handled himself. And I guess you know how like the traditional movie trope goes is like you normally gonna get like the snot beat out of you at first. Like you ain't gonna win like that first encounter or whatever though. But I just kind of like how strong Knuckles was kind of portrayed. Like he wasn't no pushover or whatever, which normally he isn't. And he just seemed really cool to me. He just seemed
Well,
really cool.
you have to remember, unlike Sonic, he don't chuckle.
Unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle.
Bro, y'all gonna have like a pun for everything. Like, good gracious.
Knock.
But,
Sonic, I don't chuckle.
but I guess or after that one scene played out, towards the very tail end of it, Tails managed to finally come up in there, because I guess that's the reason why he hopped through the ring at the very tail end of the first movie through its post credits, because he was trying to warn Sonic that Knuckles and stuff were going to come after him because his interactions with between Knuckles and Sonic's mom, or what I say, quote unquote mom, the person that basically raised Sonic though. And then you get like a first little tease of the history between Longclaw. You get the history tease between those two. And I guess we'll talk about it once we get to the point where he gets like that really important item, and we'll go into like further depth on it there though. But it was fun kind of seeing Tails drive that car and then just like drive it up to Knuckles. You think Knuckles could just like beat the crap out of the car, but he just wipes the floor with it. I was like, what the heck? I was like, bruh. I was like, how many times have we seen that in the movies? Like, they just drive like a truck up or a car up, and then they just run into the person like that. He's like, just get in. And Sonic's like, I don't know who you are, but all right, whatever.
Well, he didn't have much choice.
Man, it's either stay there, get his ass kicked by Knuckles, or just live.
I honestly thought Sonic and Knuckles were like good rivals in this movie. They did a good job.
Oh yeah, they definitely did a good job portraying their rivalry from 3.
Yeah.
No, because like in this movie, they're like complete and total opposite. Where like Knuckles, like they both lost everything, right? And they grew up like lonely. But like whereas like Sonic found a family, Knuckles found Eggman. And obviously one learned to be more responsible. Is learning to be more responsible. One is like following someone who's like, well, how Egg. Like very deceitful and tricky.
Deceitful.
Yeah. So I guess it was kind of nice seeing those two play. I'm trying to think, what was the next major plot point after that? Oh, no. That's when we got into the whole thing of where they sat down.
They
and
would
then,
go.
Oh, what were you about to say?
I'm trying to figure out what the. Never mind. Isn't it where like or Robotnik and Knuckles like form an alliance to help get the emerald or some shit?
Yeah, because that was the major plot point of this thing, was for them to search and find the Master Emerald. And then when Tails mentioned that also to Sonic as well, then somehow he manages to pull out that little map he always had held on to all this time. And they finally got to see like that message from Longclaw saying that how originally, and this is where you get to the whole backstory of the echidnas and stuff like that, and how originally they had the Master Emerald, yada yada yada, and then and it was like they were the ones that made it and constructed the Master Emerald, and the Master Emerald just turns thoughts into power. And apparently that didn't bode well for, what was the race of I can't even talk. Yeah, the Owls. What was the official name of their race, or do y'all remember?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that, I'm not gonna lie.
Dang.
It's just these owl dudes.
Yeah, so the owl people, they, I guess we'll call them the owl dudes. The owl dudes, they didn't like what the echidnas were doing, so they went in there, swooped that Master Emerald, took it, sealed it off, and that way nobody can abuse its power or whatever though. And I guess that explains why at the very beginning of the original Sonic movie, why Sonic was thrust into one of his rings and whatnot, and why Longclaw was like, hey, you gotta go, be safe or whatever though. That explained that little war scene, because those two were still at war at that moment whenever Sonic was a little kid back then. So that kind of, builds off of what we saw originally in the first movie. So I do like that. So it kind of gave more context towards that. But we knew at this point, okay, it's basically go find the Master Emerald in a race, before Knuckles find it, which there's like your big plot point of the similarities and stuff and pulls from Sonic 3. So that's how you kind of knew, okay, they're going to pull quite a bit from Sonic 3. A little bit with Sonic 2 because of the fact that Tails is up in it though, but primarily off of Sonic 3.
The thing I thought was interesting with the Master Emerald is that, oh, it's not this big emerald that controls the 7 Chaos Emeralds like the games. No, it's just one giant fucking emerald that where all the 7 are put into and combined.
Yeah, and then at the end, that they make. Well, Knuckles like fixes the Master Emerald.
Yeah, it shows him fixing the emeralds like how he's doing in the adventure games, which I thought was pretty cool.
And I guess, well, I guess before I go on to the, well, no, never mind. I'll say that for later because we'll probably want to talk about it a little later though. But yeah, so I think that was the point where he started to go off and search for that. We already had Knuckles, Robotnik siding up with each other, and you had Sonic and Tails. And that led over to, what was that country y'all said again? Siberia?
Siberia.
Yeah. And honestly, that dance battle was actually pretty funny. I actually kind of liked that. I ain't gonna lie. Like at first I thought it was gonna be cheesy, like the whole bar scene, like what we had in the first movie. I think I like this scene a lot better than the bar scene that we got in the first movie, though. I don't know, it was kind of cool. I kind of like the way how Sonic and Tails spin off of each other, though.
I'm gonna admit, I was expecting an actual fight scene, not a dance off.
Yeah, a fight scene. I kind of get that vibe too because it was weird because they walked up into that joint. And everybody was like me mugging. It was like dudes slicing off a fish head or whatever. Like Sonic and Tails walked in the door and they were like completely bundled up, like head to toe, just to make sure they don't look like any fuzzy animals or whatever though. But yeah, dude chopping off a fish head and stuff like that. Dudes with these mean tattoos. And then you thought the old lady was nice, but she pops up her old like knitted quilt, whatever, with like a skull up on top of it. So I thought these dudes were like ready to fight or whatever though, like what you said, Haxx. And then it just turned out to be a dance battle. I was like, what the heck? But it was kind of funny though, none the least though. But I enjoyed it. I don't know what your thoughts were, Sanikyu, over that scene.
I liked it, and again, like another instance where like they dropped the ball with the soundtrack. They could have used Sonic music.
Yeah,
there.
they really could have put something else there.
And you can see like the people that were like animating this were like, oh yeah, these can be a great like setup for like Sonic music. Why aren't they using Sonic music?
And they're like, crap, we gotta go with Plan B. They didn't use the Sonic movie. Now we gotta actually choreograph and get our stuff lined up with whatever.
No. I'm pretty sure they did this before, like knowing what the soundtrack is. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that was it for that scene. It was pretty cool and whatnot though. And then and this is I guess at that moment where they kind of had some phone calls back and forth with Sonic's parents or whatnot though, because they were checking in with him every now and then whatnot though. But eventually Robotnik got, pretty smart. At one point he fake called Sonic or whatever though, so they kind of got their location though. But anyway, it was in Siberia where the key, which was like a compass, led to the Master Emerald itself. So that's what Sonic and Tails went to go grab. And it was at that moment where they finally grabbed them. I think that's when they went into the full history of the about the whole Long Claws people versus the echidnas themselves and stuff like that. And then that's when Knuckles hopped down and was like, yeah, I was like, man, I was trained since birth and like all forms of like martial arts and stuff like that. That explains why he's so strong and whatever though. It was kind of sad to see him he had his whole crew of people, and how just like Sonic, he was like a little tight since then, and then to see his dad leave him or whatever though, and then he never came back because of that one fight. It was weird just to kind of see both the events in the first Sonic movie and that one moment that we saw with Knuckles basically playing out at the same time roughly. So it kind of made you kind of relate with Knuckles a little bit though, and see why he was actually doing what he was doing. Because he kind of thought it was right, and that he was kind of avenging his people, y'all, like trying to find this purpose in life, kind of so to say though. But anyway though, then after they got the compass and stuff, they decided, all right, you know what, it's the traditional fight. Try to see who can get away and get alive with the compass or whatever though. And then they start snowboarding down They start snowboarding down the mountain, which honestly, it kind of gave me some Sonic Adventure 2 vibes because it kind of reminded me of when he jumped out of that helicopter and started zipping down through the streets like that. It almost kind of reminded me of that, just a little bit. Or is it more closer to like Sonic Riders, like with the snowboarding kind of thing?
This is where I'm gonna just say not Adventure 2 or Riders. It would be Sonic 3 and Sonic Adventure. Because you're actually snowboarding in those games.
Oh,
You actually see Sonic snowboard.
Huh.
To which I say, where the hell is my Ice Cap music?
Yeah, no, and yet another instance where they could use Sonic.
They really could have used the Ice Cap music.
And then well, I can't even remember the song that they used. Like, you know, like they used like this weird ass rap music when he was like going like super fast again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if they couldn't use the Sonic, it makes sense why they couldn't use the Sonic 3 one, because they'd have to deal with the licensings for like the original song Ice Cap's based off of. But they could have used like maybe the adventure version or something.
Mm-hmm.
There, I did it.
Yeah, so I guess it was chasing them all the way down that mountain, which better. I guess when you saw them doing like the whole slow-mo thing, that was kind of cool and whatnot, though. They got all the way to the very tail end of the mountain and whatnot, though. And this is where things, I guess, take a sudden turn.
I put the thing in the no mic.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if I go back through and edit and piece this sucker out. I don't know. Maybe y'all see it like right here or something like that. But I guess that's where the point where I guess the movie almost kind of turned on its head. Like, you know, like how traditionally, like, you have your hero at its highest point, and then this is where they start to hit the low point. Because at one moment, it almost seemed like Sonic and Knuckles were almost about to see eye to eye. But then it was like at one point, I think Tails like threw his electrocutor thing at Knuckles, and he's like, "Oh, you lied to me," yada yada yada. And then basically Knuckles, or somehow I can't remember how Tails got knocked out. How, I can't remember.
No,
that was later on.
Was it later?
Robotnik like threw like missiles at him.
Oh, okay, so he got hit by one of them and then landed basically by like Sonic's feet. And then it was at that moment where he called his, or I'm just gonna say his dad. He called his dad up and he was like, "Hey, bro," he's like, throw me a ring. I need you to save me right now, because there was like a whole avalanche and stuff chasing right behind him too. And then, lo and behold, I knew it from this point. The second that they saw that dude over there by the wedding in Hawaii, where he did that little trick with like the ring thing with one of the little kids, I knew he swapped the rings accidentally at that moment. So I was just waiting to see the consequence for that. And then you saw it right here. And then it's like, bruh, I was like, I knew that woman was gonna be upset if he crashes her, wedding and whatnot, though. But they all had it coming, though. Eventually they got that ring, threw it out, and then boom, all that snow and stuff comes out, and they managed to save Sonic by like the skin of their teeth. But then Tails is almost down for the count at that point. So it was like, gosh dang. And I guess it was at that point where it was at that point where essentially all of them got captured. Like Sonic got captured, Tails got captured, and then I guess because his dad was trying to defend Sonic, he even got himself locked up too. And then that's where I felt like where the comedic levels started going like to all-time high. Like that's what we explained earlier, how like it was like, wait, are you a cop and stuff? Like this whole wedding was a setup just to take care of like extraterrestrial threats. Yeah.
Just to grip Sonic.
Which I was like, bro, what the heck? And that's what we were talking about earlier with that gun scene. I was like, bro, the priest holding that gun. I was like, in the Bible. I was like, I was freaking done with this movie. I was like, bro, I laughed quite a bit along the way though, but I was like, that moment right there, I was like, bro.
I'm pretty sure everybody in the theater laughed when that happened. Right?
Yeah.
It was, or at least all the adults that were there. Maybe not the kids, but yeah. And it was funny because technically the acronym of whatever group they were called, it was abbreviated out to be called GUN. I was like, what the? I was like, okay. I was like, crazy acronym, but whatever. I'll take it anyway, though. And it was at that moment where Rachel and Sonic's mom, I'll say that again, once again, they had to bust everybody out from those dudes, though. I guess using like a bunch of Tails gadgets and stuff like that, though. So it was kind of nice, funny, and I guess that's when Rachel went off the deep end. Like she was crazy in this. Like, was everybody cracking up in y'all's theater every time she was going off on these dudes and stuff like that, and like driving that what was it, like that golf cart around and like smashing like every table or whatever, though?
No, just the little kids.
Just the little kids. Okay.
Just the kids.
I gave a chuckle. Whenever
No,
she said
the one
something
thing
funny,
that the one thing that cracked me up was like they don't know what the weapons do, so they throw out this weapon when they got caught by this one guy, and then they just start flying off into the air. Because the gravity turned off on him.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
gravity things. That was
They're
pretty
like-
funny.
No, I was like, did they just kill it?
I think
no,
they killed the
that
guy.
dude just kept going up and up and up, and I was like,
And
is
then,
he gonna
and then
come
he
down?
eventually did come down. It was like General Olive Garden.
Oh, he should have
we've
died.
been
He should have died
infiltrated.
right there. There's no way he should have came out of that.
There's no way he should have
But he
lived.
landed on the table though, didn't he?
No, there's
No,
no way
he
he would have
landed on
lived
the ground.
regardless.
Oh, he landed straight
well,
on the... Nah, he should have been dead.
Well, we can't show deaths for like
For kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it was funny though.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
It's the same reason why they don't actually have guns. They have like tasers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they did have all them tasers and stuff. Like, he even had that dude jumping out in front of Rachel at that one moment, and then he took that hit, and I guess basically said, even though this was a setup, I still love you, yada yada yada. Though, so I guess they had their one little moment though, and eventually whenever they busted out all Sonic, Tails, and Sonic's dad and whatnot, though. It was at that moment, it was like, Sonic was like, all right, shoot, we lost the compass. Eggman and Knuckles are about to get the Master Emerald.
His name is not Sonic's dad. It's the
What's
Donut
his
Lord.
name? Oh,
The
the
Donut
Donut Lord. You can't. Not to be confused with the Pastry King.
Or the Pillsbury Boy.
Or the
Pillsbury
Pillsbury
Doughboy. Oh yeah, so that Donut Man, yeah. Once they got him all out, he was
Lord.
like, Donut Lord. Once he got them all out, then Sonic recognized, and he was like, hey, shoot, the Master Emerald, Knuckles and Robotnik are about to get it. So it was weird because it was tough seeing them struggle and stuff like that. And he's like, dang. And that's when he kind of came to the terms. He was like, hey, you know what you were saying, Paul, that was right. What you were saying about how, you know, becoming a hero and stuff, it ain't the, you know, I don't decide on all of that. It comes finds me. He just basically said, I failed at it though, but I ain't gonna try to lose anybody else. And then he storms off and tries to beat him because he's like the only one that can catch up with him at that point though. And you saw Tails struggling. Like he really wanted to support his buddy and stuff. And it was kind of nice because all throughout Tails' life, he didn't have a friend at all. Kind of similar, almost like Sonic to a small degree. Until he met Sonic. So it was like he was trying to support him every way he can. It was just kind of sad to see him that you couldn't support him off in that last final, what almost seemed to be a last final battle before the true final battle though.
Yeah, Tails didn't have any friends because they just make fun of him for having two tails.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah,
man.
that's the same like the games, right? If I remember correctly.
No, like from the cartoon.
Or is it in the cartoon? Yeah, never mind.
Either cartoon or like one, maybe the games referenced it as well. I can't really remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess at this point, what was it? Tails and not Tails, Knuckles and Robotnik were over there on the island. They finally figured out where the compass plugged up into, and then you had this island floating up out of the sea, which that was Angel Island, right? That was floating up out of the sea.
They
Or was
weren't
that-
floating.
No,
it wasn't
they were
floating.
not. They were not in Angel Island.
Okay,
It wasn't floating.
No, they were
Okay.
in the. They were still like underneath the water. The thing here's another scene that they could have used Sonic music. I'm gonna keep on harping on this movie for not using Sonic music. A labyrinth, a maze,
The labyrinth, yeah.
zone. They could have given you like labyrinth zone music.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, they could have. And I guess it was kind of funny, and also it's kind of cool seeing like Robotnik and Knuckles like run through. Literally, I felt like that was like the Indiana Jones moment. Like they're running through all this stuff, seeing a bunch of traps or whatever, though. And it finally took Eggman a good hot second. Like, you know what? Let me use my smarts to actually get through this base, so we don't have to risk our lives, running through this thing. Because they had arrows shooting up, axes coming off. He always was talking about his mustache for like a good part of the movie, though, which was kind of funny. I thought like one of those axes were gonna come over, swing by, and like shave half of it off or something like that. I was expecting for him to lose it at some point at that movie, though, but I guess he didn't. He protected that stash, though. But yeah, so while they were running through all of this, then this is where that moment where Sonic had his running on water moment, like what you mentioned earlier, Sanikyu, how he was like, I guess he was trying to tackle his fear with the ocean and somehow managed to get up in the ocean, but somehow
Not with
managed
the
to get up on
ocean.
the
It's
land.
just like, I mean, it's not even like you're afraid of the ocean. You just can't swim.
Oh no,
Can't swim.
not the fear of the ocean, but the fear of the water itself. Yeah, because he can't
It's
swim.
funny because like it was like a small reference in the beginning of the movie, but then it actually became like a point in the later on in the movie.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
can't swim.
I know, because he was in the boat with him and he fell off. He's like, you can't swim. I was like, I thought it was just a reference, but I didn't think they're going to expand upon that later on in the movie. So it
No,
was
'cause,
nice
like-
seeing that.
No,
Yeah,
like
it was-
Sonic, like even in the game, he can't swim.
Yeah,
No, it's clearly like one of his weaknesses. He
It's one
cannot
of
swim.
the main things about him.
It's so like anxiety inducing, just like trying to get out of the water, like.
I thought they were going to play
And
that
then-
music while he was underwater.
Oh,
at certain
which
points.
Actually- So on speaking on the drowning theme, they really could have used that.
The thing that pisses me off is that like they show him like sucking up a water bubble, like oh
Yes, I
yes,
was like,
yes.
what the heck?
Yeah, yes.
Oh shoot.
but then they don't use like the anxiety inducing music that.
They don't use. Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get some water.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, and it was funny how they did that little bubble thing, or like him sucking up the air bubble at that one moment. Because I remember going through and playing Sonic games a lot, and you get into those underwater moments. Because during the levels, if you happen to stay above ground, that's like usually the fastest way to zip through a level. But if you happen to get down towards the bottom of the level and fall in the water, that's usually your slowest route. And you almost have like some anxiety, panic attacks when you heard that music start clicking in the dun 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 dun. I was like, I was expecting them almost like that would have been the one thing I was like kind of like with Sanikyu. I was like a lot of different things. I wish there was like
really
a cinematic music version of that. That would have been kind of cool. But I guess for that one scene of whenever it was happening, I don't know if it would have been 100% appropriate though. But maybe they could have put it somewhere else in the movie. I don't know though. But it would have been nice to see it somehow represented though. But yeah, so they were racing to find this Master Emerald and stuff. And it was at this point where I guess Knuckles got to see Eggman's true colors, and he managed to figure out that Eggman kind of wanted just to get the Master Emerald just for his own selfish desires and stuff like that. So that's
Oh,
when
you
he
didn't figure
finally
it
got
out. No, you didn't figure it out.
not that he figured it out, but it's the fact
No,
that
he just straight up just got betrayed. That's what
yeah,
happened.
betrayed.
That's
Well,
it.
I said figure it out. I
You just
meant
got
like
betrayed.
he saw his true colors.
Which they did like he was wondering like in the one scene with like in Siberia, like how Eggman said like, of course he did, he fight for his friends, which is like really weak, and then the Knuckles like but no, like in that one scene where like Eggman betrayed him, he didn't see that coming. They pretty much took from like the games, he's gullible.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
That is a good
Which
point.
makes sense.
It
Which makes sense
yeah.
because he didn't grow up with anyone. He didn't have anyone. So
So
obviously he's lacking the social awareness to like realize he's being taken advantage of.
Yeah, he's basically the straightest man that you're ever gonna see, or I say straightest man, straightest kid that you're ever gonna see. Like, you can't tell what's the sarcasm, what's the real, what's the joke, yada yada. Which,
Oh no, yeah,
you
no,
didn't
like
even
it was
think
shows
about
like
that,
even
but
later
that's
on.
right.
No, like even earlier on, like when Eggman and Mr. Stone were like looking at, were like what's it called, stalking the messages between Donut Lord and Sonic. Like they were just reading it, right?
Oh,
But then
yeah.
Knuckles was like, What are you doing at home? Oh, nothing. Dot 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 dot
Dot.
dot 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 dot
Eggman and
dot
the other dude looking at each other real slow
dot
while they're still saying dots like that, and then turn back and look forward like that. I was like, golly.
dot. Which ironically, not ironically, which it did last that long.
It really did last that long. It lasted a bit longer than it should have.
It
But
was funny
with
because
his with how his character's portrayed here, I guess that makes sense. That
Oh no,
he'd be doing it for
I
that
think
long.
he did a good job of portraying.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was kind of funny because while y'all were saying that dot, I was literally describing now how they both were looking at each other and then both look forward, and in the process of that, while y'all were saying the dots, like we basically reenacted that one little scene. Like that's how long it took. I was like, golly. But yeah,
And then,
And, and
after that scene with the, obviously when he got betrayed, we got like honestly like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where like Sonic was like, despite realizing, oh, he can't swim, he still goes in to save Knuckles, which is like, that is a Sonic thing to do.
that is a very Sonic thing to do. Like, keep in mind, like Sonic even okay, this is OVA I'm talking here. He tried to save Metal Sonic.
Yeah,
From lava.
because that's what heroes do.
golly. From lava.
To which I say,
change.
to which I say, I try watching the OVA if you ever get the chance.
Oh no, the OVA is like really good. I love
It is really good.
So yeah, so he risks his own life to save Knuckles. Managed to get him out of there, and then it was kind of tough seeing him struggle, sucking up water bubbles and stuff like that. But then Knuckles already swimming halfway out, and he's like, "Bro, this dude's almost gonna drown up underneath here." Like that dude couldn't, man. And I was wondering at that a split moment, I was like, are they gonna really make him break his character and almost find a way to make him swim out of nowhere? But lo and behold, you see Knuckles grab his hand or whatever though, and then they're both up on the beach and stuff. So they're like, okay,
just such a weird transition, but like I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
Oh, for
Well, like
going under that whole-
they're literally like in the like at the end of the labyrinth. Okay, grabs his hand on the beach, like. Hey.
I guess he put him on his back and he literally carried him all the way to that beach. Or swam
he
carried
saved,
him.
he saved Private Sonic.
Bro. Private Sonic. And it was kind of funny seeing those two interact, I guess, on the beach. Like, instead of throwing snowballs, they were throwing, like, sandballs at each other.
Oh, that's what got my theater laughing. Like, he was just throwing, like, small sandballs, and then, like...
Oh, yeah, everybody loved
like a Bulger-sized one. Just threw it on
Just a
top of
boulder.
it.
Nice.
So I was like, gosh, dang. I was like, he wasn't holding back. I was like, my goodness. But yeah, oh goodness, yeah, that was pretty funny. And then I guess it was at this moment where they're like, all right, shoot, Dr. Eggman, he has to master Emerald at this point, so we're gonna have to stop him somehow. And then so now you got the trio back together, or not back together, but together, should I say, because they hadn't really been together originally.
Well, yeah, but let's not gloss over the fact that at this point on the beach, Knuckles, they're talking to each other like Knuckles is wondering why Sonic is so different from him, and then Sonic just tells him, like,
yeah,
it's like, I'm a hedgehog, you kid. We got two different backstories, but almost two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
why they're like very great rivals in this movie.
Yeah, they're good rivals.
Yeah. So it was nice seeing that moment, in which I guess that was the touching. We already had the touching Sonic Tails moment. That was our Sonic Knuckles moment. So now Eggman got the Master Emerald. It's time to throw down. So all three of them, they head back up. And you got to end things where they all begin, right? Got to go back to Green Hill Zone or whatever they call that place in the movie. What is it? Green
Hill. Green Hill.
They just call it Green Hill?
Yeah, it's called Green Hill.
Yeah, it's just straight up Green Hill.
Gosh.
Well,
dang.
actually, no. Green Hills.
Green Hills, yeah.
Green Hills. Gotta make it right. Green Hills. So yeah, so they're back over there, and all those army people and stuff like that were like, hey, we got to stop Eggman. At once, because I guess one of them tipped them off, said, hey, Eggman's back from wherever else they kind of threw him at originally in the first movie though. And then he comes in there super powered and stuff, like it was weird to see his voice kind of like fluctuate, I guess, with the power of the emerald or whatever. And I was like, is he gonna really be talking like that for like the rest of the movie? But I guess he doesn't though. But he forms this big old robot from all the different parts. And I know that probably made a big old smile up on your face, Haxx. I'll let you explain
thought
that part.
I legit thought they were gonna make the Death Egg, but
Yeah, like, but you know, Death Egg robot, I'll give him that. It's a pretty cool design for the Death Egg robot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I really did like the design. It was that sucker was massive. Like I always compare it to the games. Compared to that, I was like, okay, that was like.
Oh,
that
okay,
was
no,
blown up.
in the game, no,
like sized.
like no, like it was in the games, it was decently sized, but in the movie, no, that thing is just huge in the movie.
It was literally like a skyscraper sized.
Skyscraper size.
It's crazy to think that Eggman thinks he needs something that big to take out like literally 3 things that are like a small percentage fraction of the size of that big old robot. It's kind of crazy, but
Like, I
was
don't
like,
think
bruh.
I don't think he built it just to take care of them. I'm pretty sure he built it so he can at least try to
Well,
do whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah,
No,
true.
that's what he said, like to take over the world. And that's
Yeah,
why
take over the world.
that's why he wanted the Master Emerald.
He's like take over the world, then the universe, then the multiverse, and he's like, then I think I'll be content with it after that. Like I was like, bro. And I guess that was your little tease of, I guess, with them trying to do a multiverse-ish kind of thing, you know. But yeah, so it,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe. So you know, he's all big and powerful and stuff like that. Then this part actually made me smile whenever Tails came in driving on the plane, and you know, like Tails driving it, you had Sonic riding on the top, you had Knuckles hanging off of the side, and I was like, gosh dang, I was like, is that a Sonic Advance 3 reference? Almost kind of ish. And I was like, I guess in a way you can kind of think about it like that though. I was like, my
Wait, what'd you
goodness.
say?
I said when Tails was driving the plane and then you had Sonic riding on top of it, I was like, dang, is that almost kind of like a Sonic Advance 3 reference? I was like, I guess you kind of can say that.
No. That's a Sonic 2 reference. Not even like they did in like Sonic Mania as well.
No,
Like,
I was just thinking about
what
Sonic
reference are you
Advance.
talking about?
I was thinking
No,
about
because like Sonic just riding on top of the plane.
Oh no, he's been doing that since 2.
Yeah, he did that like in
okay,
the ending
yeah.
where like if you don't get like Super Sonic, you get
No,
Tails catches
not
him,
only
doesn't
that.
he?
No, the Sky Chase.
Yeah, that's right to
That
catch up
whole-
with like the
Yeah.
airplane. No,
Yeah,
I mean yeah.
with the ship.
Yeah, to get on top of like yeah.
Yeah, like being on top of the plane wing has always been his thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a level.
And I remember the one with the one I was thinking with Sonic Advance 3 was like, in order to get all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic Advance 3, you always had those plane levels where you had to collect an X amount of rings on top of it. That's what it reminded me of at first glance, for some oddball reason. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I guess you can technically make a lot of different references, a lot of different movies, because, you know, Sonic and Tails are just kind of like that with the plane now. But yeah, so you had those two whipping in, and I guess Knuckles just kind of just dropped off and hit the ground like Winter Soldier, which it was kind of funny. They actually made a lot of references. This ain't like our video game references though, but they made a lot of references to like modern day stuff. Like they said The Rock,
Just
they said
other
Vin Diesel.
stuff too.
They mentioned like Winter Soldier.
Winter
from
Soldier.
Marvel. I'm trying to think. There was another one I think they might have done. I'm just trying to remember. off the top of my head.
Ghostbusters references.
And then, yeah, they mentioned Ghostbusters and something else that Warner Brothers made. I just can't remember. Or did they mention No, they didn't mention Batman, did they?
He did
Yes.
mention Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah. So there was quite a bit of movie references up in this one. I was like, dang. So I was almost cherry picking them out left and right though. But yeah, you literally had like Knuckles dropping out of the plane, like almost like Winter Soldier, or yeah, like Winter Soldier, literally jumping out of the plane straight up like that. I was like, gosh, dang. But anyway, you have those three attacking the robot and almost getting the crap beat out of them to where I guess they have to have a point like a huddle meeting.
Honestly, like it's funny because you probably agree with this guy. Like even though it's like a Sonic Heroes kind of thing, it's honestly like Avengers but for like little kids.
It kind of was because there was that one moment where they were sitting on top of that rubble and they spun the camera around because it had all these different robots around, and it kind of gave me like a slight Avengers kind of feel, like Avengers 2. Like there was that one moment where they had to protect the. There was like this one little thing.
Oh, I feel like the first. I feel like the first Avengers.
It could be the first Avengers too. They did it in both movies, but I can see both. Like now that you mention that though, but that panoramic, circle shot. Yeah, it did kind of give me those Avengers vibes though. So yeah, it was kind of funny seeing that though. But they came up with that plan, and I guess this is when you got that's like y'all like to call him Donut Lord. They started to side the system a little bit, and they drove off in the truck trying to chase him though. But yeah, Sonic as a decoy, while like Tails and Knuckles were climbing up the back of the robot to get up inside of the thing. And I guess after they did all of that, they finally managed to successfully get up in there. I like how Tails was a secondary decoy for Knuckles to just come up in there and just literally roll up and just punch the Master Animal
straight up punched a dude.
Which is a straight up reference to Sonic 3, just Knuckles just punching the shit out of Super Sonic and knocking him out of super form.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just goes to show you that they did care about this movie.
They did care. So speaking of like they did care, so I noticed the design of the plane. It's basically the one from the games.
Yeah, it's straight up Sonic's plane.
Yeah, it literally is.
Let me just put an image in the mic for reference. Like it's basically the same plane.
Even the stars there.
Yeah, even the star.
They're gonna. If they make a Sonic 3, they're probably gonna like keep that plane and just put Sonic right there.
Like like they're either gonna keep the plane red or they're gonna switch it to the blue.
You should put the subs art in the thing.
Yeah, you should.
It probably
like as a visual.
It'll probably be in my edited version. I don't know if I'll be able to quickly do this thing on the podcast version side of the things though. But whenever I do go through and trim this thing out, I'll put it up on there.
Whenever you get it.
But yes,
chance.
But yeah, that plane was pretty sick though. And I guess what was it? They knocked the living snot out of him. That Master Animal went flying free, and then I guess Eggman was smart enough to have auxiliary power on the thing. And then this is where you saw that one moment, like Sonic was beating the batter up from like the ground up, like struggling for dear life, trying to get that Master Emerald that fell out. And then almost about to stomp on him. And then his crew managed to come by in a truck, sweep him up, put him up in there though. And Eggman's like, crap, now I gotta punch the ground and flip the whole truck over and stuff like that. And then you had that one moment where they almost about to crush the where they were almost about to stomp on top of all three of them. And it was gonna be game over right then and there though. But in the process of that, the Master Emerald broke. And then you saw the 7 Chaos Emeralds come up outside of that thing. I was like, what the actual freak? I was like, I guess you gotta have a way to make them pop up here somehow. And then boom, the Sonic goes supersonic. I was like, I didn't think. I was kind of torn. I didn't know if they were gonna show Supersonic off or not. Part of me said yes, part of me said no. I was very unsure until I saw them Chaos Emeralds. I was like, okay, they're going for this thing. They're going for it though. But the design of him in Supersonic form, that was pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie, that was actually pretty sick.
So this is where I'm gonna say I was spoiled on Supersonic.
Really?
Believe it, it's Twitter.
Goodness, I don't know how I was.
I'm not even like. Here's the funny thing. I'm not even following all this Sonic stuff, despite being a big fan of the games. But I don't know how I got spoiled. It just happened.
Dang. That must have been pretty messed up. But I guess since you were spoiled, what do you think about that Supersonic movie? Supersonic moment, Sanikyu?
It was pretty awesome. I like how like at the end of I like how like he was injured, right? He goes Supersonic, then he leaves Supersonic, he's all healed. Like another reference.
Yeah, it's another reference.
Before he was healed, you saw that moment where like Knuckles was like, hey, that's not the Sonic you once knew. Now the power of the Emerald has corrupted him and all that stuff.
Yes.
And he looked like he was about to knock the living crap out of everybody.
Here's the thing though.
That's another reference.
That's another reference. That is
Oh my
another reference.
God.
And like in the Archie comics, Sonic goes like insane
No,
when
it's
when he goes super.
well, it's not just the Archie comics. It's also Sonic the comic too. Like those other, I think it's from the European side of things. Like those
Mm.
comics,
Yeah.
they also had their own. It's basically the same design. It's just super crazy looking Super Sonic.
I guess the more you know. Because oh shoot, yeah, because I hadn't known about that stuff in Sonic. Because I honestly thought
Hold
every time he
on,
went,
I'm posting in no mic as well. I got the picture.
Yeah.
yeah, because I was thinking every time he went Super Sonic, like just from the games or just from the shows and
Yeah.
stuff,
Like,
he might
so-
get a little cocky, but I never seen him go off
Yeah.
the deep end. But
Yeah, so you
Oh,
know how
he-
like like Super Sonic,
is,
he's like
in
a
no mic.
calm, like in Super Sonic is like a nice calm yellow and glow. But this one is just crazy.
I put in no
You
mic.
could even see it with how the quills are.
oh
He's
my
just
gosh.
crazy.
Damn, dang, that looked rough. Oh my goodness. But I guess it was
Yeah.
kind of funny how he went from that, and Knuckles was kind of worried about it, to him just summoning a chili dog and just eating it. I was like, dang, dude. I was like, okay.
And then Knuckles just gets hit in the face with a chili dog. To which I gotta ask, how the hell does that one chili dog like have two hot dogs on it?
And no, that's what I was saying too. I didn't see two buns either. I was like, bruh, that must have been a thick dog. I don't
Like
know.
he gets hit in the face, like two hot dogs, one in each eye, which ouch. But it just shows one bun. I'm not gonna question it. It just happened.
I ain't gonna question it either, man. I don't know.
Although I'm pretty sure I already questioned it, but whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, so we had that moment right there with the chili dog moment, and I was like, bruh. And that was basically, for the most part, the ending of the movie. I mean, the last we saw of Eggman was whenever he beat him with Super Sonic. He managed to, like, after he tore up the robot from like almost from head to toe, he literally just like tapped his shoe up on the robot and then it just fell over. And
so
you
that's
just
how
saw-
it is.
You just saw, yeah, I know. You just saw Dr. Eggman just fall back. He's like, yeah, whatever, peace out. Almost like T-posing on us at
Later,
the
hater.
end. And then you think he would hit the ground, and honestly, from a fall like that, you think he would die. But you know how Eggman is.
It doesn't show. It didn't show what happened. Either he went splat onto the ground or something happened in between.
No, it's just been left up to like.
One
they
interpretation.
No, because Stone lived, so that means
Yeah, Stone lived.
Oh yeah,
that means
yeah.
Eggman lived because they couldn't find the body.
Yeah, so
That's true.
somehow he might have. I mean, Dr. Eggman might have had a little bit of small tech somewhere that probably caught him or something like that.
It's Eggman. Of course he's gonna live.
Yeah, it's your button. Like he's gotta have something.
Yeah. And I guess with the other dude's help, he was probably able to sneak out undetected or whatever though. And for the most part, that was pretty much it in terms of the movie though. If I remember anything else, at least in this epilogue, before we go into post-credit thing, because that's going to be its own thing though.
Baseball
What was
scene.
that?
Baseball scene.
Baseball scene. at
That's
the very
honestly
end.
that's honestly my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Yeah. Like
That
you
was
see
great.
Knuckles trying to have fun for the first time since probably ever.
Birth.
'Cause he's been training since birth or some shit.
Oh yeah, he's 1000% muscle, and like Sonic, you don't chuckle.
He's 1000% muscle,
That
rougher
was like
than
a
the rest
scene-
of them.
that was a
the best
scene
of
that,
them,
like,
tougher
that
than
made me-
leather.
That's the scene that made me laugh. Like Kid was like, "Ugh, you're heavier than Sonic." That's because I'm 1000% muscle.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, that
I
was
mean, he's
funny.
he's hard as hell as nails. It ain't hard to tell.
Bruh. And I like how they were playing baseball during that scene, and you're thinking he was just gonna like smack the bat so hard it might have broke. That's what I was expecting. But no, this dude
Which-
was like, forget the bat,
he
he
just-
just punches the ball. I was like, dang.
Like here's the thing though. Even if he did use the bat, like if we're using, like let's say Sonic X as reference, because they did play baseball for like one episode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It would have been the same effect either way. It would have been the same.
Yeah, it pretty much would have
But
been
you
the
know,
same.
comedic. You gotta punch the ball,
Yeah.
which you know it makes sense. He still doesn't fully get the game and all that.
Pretty much. And I guess at that point, that was basically the tail end of the movie. I mean, you had them all riding off saying, hey, we're going to get some ice cream. And Knuckles was like, what is this ice creams? And then I guess Tails starts telling him about it. And he's like, I demand these sprinkles that he's talking about.
No. He first, he asks if it has grapes, which it's the reference because he loves, like, Knuckles actually likes grapes.
Yeah, you're right. Cause he be eating those grapes while sitting and watching the Master Emerald. I didn't even think about that. You're right. Gosh dang. But yeah, I guess that was another good reference. Yeah, so I kind of like that too. And then I guess they were driving off, and then they're almost about to forget the Master Emerald because it was sitting in a cooler. However, and then they took it off, and that was basically the tail end of the movie, though. But one other thing I wanted to mention was those Chaos Emeralds being inside of the Master Emerald. I was like, what the heck? I noticed that how it was like portrayed in the games was, I think the Chaos Emeralds were different from the Master Emerald, right? I always thought the Chaos Emeralds were different entity from the Master Emerald.
They act as servers to the Master Emerald.
Yeah, the servers are the 7 Chaos.
Yeah.
But like they served the Master Emerald, like they're completely separate in the games. And in the games, once the Master Emerald was shattered, well, here comes Chaos himself.
Which is probably what they're going for with the next movie, I guess.
But I mean, it would be interesting to see.
It'll be interesting to see, but
it did shatter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like if it was Chaos, they probably would have shown something else by the emeralds, like this liquid thing by the emerald.
What if, like, in the third movie, like, they combine both of the adventure games?
I'm thinking that
would be pretty interesting.
I'm thinking they may, but let's hold off from that.
Like,
for
instead
a
of
second.
Like, let's say they don't have like. Do I just say it anyways, or do we need to talk about post credits?
Wait,
I just say like right now. I'm wondering what you're saying.
Wait,
just say right now. Like, let's say. Okay, you want to take a step back?
Yeah, pencil that thought, because I want to say one other thing about the movie, because then when we go into post credits, that leads to the tail end of this thing. So, but yeah, so I think that was it in terms of most of the movie though. So I guess next I wanted to say all the references that we saw in this movie that we can point out, because we mentioned a few along the way, but I wanted to make sure I didn't skip any. Like, for example, the helicopter had the SA2 up on there, so Sonic Adventure 2 was referenced. I caught that one out.
Adventure 2 was...
Nope. The post-credit scene, obviously, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, and then there's Gun, which, is another SA2 reference.
There's like a lot of SA2 references, actually.
There's a lot of SA2s. There's the Mean Bean Machine reference.
Green Hill's another one. I'm not sure if like we saw the sign again in like Sonic's room, but like obviously Hilltop Zone.
Hilltop Zone.
Also Hilltop Road, I guess.
Also, I guess I don't know. I guess this technically ain't a movie reference, but it's like the fan art reference. What was it when Sonic was out at the very beginning playing like Batman or whatever? Though, whenever that dummy that he left there for
the dummy, the Sonic reference.
The Sonic. I was like, golly.
The other Sonic reference.
Yeah, the other Sonic. The first one, honestly, the first movie had like a lot of funny references.
It did.
I'm trying to think, was there any other ones? Yeah, because there was Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic Adventure 2. Technically, you could say Sonic Advance 3.
Well, the airplane is another one.
Yeah. Well, I already mentioned Mean Bean Machine.
I know, it's like we only saw the movie once, so obviously we're not gonna catch.
We're not gonna catch all of them.
I think we caught between us. We caught like a decent bit.
I guess you could say like the snowboarding bit is just another reference as well.
Yeah, like, the snowboarding,
the snowboarding thing. Yeah.
Like what's the zone called? Like,
Ice Cap.
Yeah, Ice Cap, and then the maze was just Labyrinth Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of like the actual zones, so I'm over here looking. In the comic, like for 2, it actually shows Tails going through some of the zones, trying to look for Sonic.
Huh.
Which is pretty interesting. It shows them going through like Spring Yard, Aquatic Ruin, etc.
Now wait, did they make a Sonic CD reference in this movie? I thought they did. I can't remember.
No, not to my knowledge. I would have
Okay.
caught it.
Okay. I was just wondering now. But I
So,
guess
on the topic of CD, like when the first movie happened, I tried to call Metal Sonic in the second movie because I'm over here thinking, oh, he's got the quill. Maybe he's gonna use it to make a robot to make it and use the quill to make.
I'm surprised he didn't make Metal Sonic when he was building his Death Egg robot.
Yeah.
Or not Metal Sonic, I guess Silver Sonic.
Or the Metal Sonic Kai, that giant fucking Metal Sonic from Chaotix or Mania.
yeah. I guess they might be playing that one close to their chest because if they got to find another antagonist in the future, that could be one.
That is true, but I get it. Like it's Sonic 2. You can't have Sonic 2 without the Death Egg robot.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess now that we got those references out of the way, now we can we can jump into the deep end. And I know this is the part where most people were really interested in. After the movie was over and the credits started rolling and stuff. Of course, we got to get one post-credit scene, similar to how in the first movie we got to see Sonic, or we got to see Tails jumping through a ring, and he was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, this is where Sonic's at." That's how the first one ended. The second one, that's where things get a little deeper. And I'm loving these Sonic Adventure 2 references though, because literally while they were still looking around for Dr. Eggman and they were trying to figure out exactly where he was at, lo and behold, they were like, "Hey, we're hearing signs that Eggman has another research station somewhere else."
There's a top. No, it's not his. It's a. They were trying to wipe everything related to just the name Robotnik.
Robotnik, which obviously his grandfather Gerald Robotnik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they find a top secret file from 50 years ago.
Which is like a straight reference.
Just straight reference.
SA2. And lo and behold, in that capsule,
lo and behold, you see a capsule.
You see Shadow, and then he opens his eyes. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I was like, "Bro," I was like, "Here we go." I was like, "Oh dang!" And I was like, and that's how they ended it. That was it.
And you see Shadow, in which I gotta say, hey, look, the internet spoiled that for me too.
Oh,
I don't know why the internet didn't spoil it for me, but I think I don't know why, but maybe it's just because how much I kind of knew about Sonic and stuff. I knew the post-credit scene was gonna show Shadow. Like in my mind, I was thinking Shadow, and then they started talking.
The
about
reason why you got that, the reason why you got that, because like when they're showing like images, like even before like any of the heavy trailers dropped,
they
of
showed,
Sonic 2, they showed stuff. Yeah, they showed the gun stuff, which is like, no, that only showed up in SA2.
Yeah.
No,
and then they showed like the helicopter, which straight up said SA2.
Honestly, I would say it's before we even saw the main trailers and stuff for the Sonic 2 movie, Sanikyu, because literally the second they showed...
this was before the trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
Like this was before the trailer.
Yeah, because the second I knew that Knuckles was going to be in this movie, I had the feeling, I was like, wait, if they make a third movie, which going off the success of the first one, I'm pretty sure they were, I was like, who would be the next one to show up? And I was like, it had to be Shadow, right? And I was thinking after that, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Shadow. And then for sure, once I saw some of the other stuff like the gun reference and the SA2 thing, I was like, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. There's no way. There's no way. You got a lot of source material. There's no way you don't move from Knuckles next and you introduce Shadow in the third movie, and that would be like the trilogy of this one movie series or whatever. No, so I just knew it was coming from a mile away.
It's honestly funny how popular of a rival Shadow is. Like he eclipses like all the other ones.
He
like even like the little kids were like, "Oh my god, it's Shadow!"
He eclipses he just non-popularity alone. He eclipses Knuckles. He eclipses Metal Sonic. He eclipses Blaze. I can't think of any other ones unless we're talking about
Jet.
non-camp. Oh yeah, Jet. And I'm pretty sure there's these other comics ones that I'm clearly forgetting the names to.
Mhm.
Because the most
But yeah.
rival-ish ones I've seen was, I always thought of as like Knuckles, a little bit with Metal Sonic. I guess Silver technically isn't kind of considered like that.
No, he's not considered a rival.
Yeah. So I really only thought of like Knuckles and maybe Metal Sonic, to be honest. That's the only really ones I thought of before Shadow.
I just think it's
Like-
what a time to be like a Sonic fan.
Yeah.
We're more than likely gonna have like 3 movies,
3 movies
And
and,
then
a
the
TV
mini-
and then
the
series.
mini-
two TV series.
Wait,
I think.
2?
Series, yeah.
I think it was 2. Sonic
Oh,
Prime.
yeah,
and something
Prime.
else.
Prime, and then the Knuckles one.
Oh yeah.
And then the
then,
Knuckles thing too.
Yeah, Knuckles, and then we're gonna get like Sonic Frontier, which is like, look, I'm hoping is good.
Yeah, which that
I'm
comes
hoping
out
it
this
is.
year, too.
Which I am really hoping on this, but at the same time I really shouldn't because my wallet is gonna die if it is good.
And then we got the Sonic shoes, the Sonic merch that
The
are
Son-
dropping.
All
No,
this
it's
cool
like
stuff.
Sonic is becoming big again. It's like he's hitting his like
Okay.
like how
He's
he
hitting a
did like
good
back
stride,
in
like,
back
in the
like back in like when he
90s.
first like
Or-
back when he
yeah,
first
90s.
dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing though. Like I'm pretty sure he's not gonna get as big if Frontiers isn't that good. Like all this hype going on with Sonic the Hedgehog with all these movies. and
No,
stuff
like yeah,
this.
like a lot of like little kids like own a Switch, so obviously they need to step it up.
they really need to
Come
step
on,
it up.
step it up. Come on, step it up. I don't know. I was just thinking of one of his quotes from this game.
I just think how this movie just was that so good because like now I'm just left thinking like the Mario movie has like big shoes to fill in.
We really do,
It has really
especially
big
since
shoes.
Sonic. It was one thing for Sonic 1 to come out, but since Sonic 2 came out,
Yeah, Sonic had 2 movies
I
and
was
like
like, golly! In
In
span
the
of 2
time
years.
that they've been working on the Mario movie.
which is
Yeah.
like strange, which is like, you know, Sonic has like story, like he's been known to like have it in his games. Mario on their hand it's just like save the princess and like
Save
pretty
the
much it.
princess. I don't know, but with that killer. But remember, we got Blackjack playing Bowser. I don't care if the thing is absolutely trash. It's gonna be funny to watch. I don't know.
Honestly, out of all the celebrities to be playing like a role in that movie, Jack Black's like the only one. Like, you know, I'm cool with him.
I'm cool with him.
I'm cool with it. Let's go.
Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, so I guess that's basically
I'm just gonna leave
it.
this in no mic.
So I guess that's basically it in terms of
I hate
the
it
review,
so
though.
much.
So
I hate it too, but like even then, like it's sadly true.
No,
Either way.
no. You're not gonna. I'm gonna take a picture of this and I'm gonna show you like why I hate it.
Oh no.
yeah, so I guess
Oh.
that basically does
Hold
it
on,
in
I have
terms of
flash
our review, though. But I guess round robin, real quick. What would you rank this movie on a scale of 1 to 10? I'll start with
8.
you, Sanikyu.
I give it like an 8, maybe
An
an 8.
8?
Yeah.
I'd probably give
Either
it
an 8 or a 9. But like it was just funny because like I remember rating the first Sonic movie like a 6 out of 10.
Huh?
No, it's just I don't like buddy cop movies.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 'cause looking back at it retrospect, I think I put the first movie
Wait,
at
what
like
am
a
I supposed to be looking
7-ish
at?
or something like that. But
Like, what would you say? Like this movie lowers that score?
I mean, for sure, kind of, yes, to be honest. And keeping it
Do
real,
you see
yeah.
it? Do you see it, Haxx?
What am I looking at?
No. What do you? No. Look at the Mike. I took a picture. of it,
I'm
like-
looking at it. That's what I'm trying to look at.
All right. So look at Pete's hand. What is it pointing up in?
God damn it.
Uh,
No, but
the one that posted it.
Alright, so you
okay,
said
here's the thing. I was expecting Discord to just show the first image as the thumbnail. So
I'm on
no.
desktop. That's why.
I mean, I'm also on desktop.
Oh.
I should have thought of this.
Anyways, what'd you rate it? The Sonic movie.
Me?
yeah,
Yeah.
Haxx.
I'd give it an 8.
An 8? Okay. This is weird. Coming from my mouth, I actually put that movie at like an 8.5. Like, I came out of that theater like pretty enthused. I was like, it made me feel so good about myself. I was like, shoot, kind of want to go home and play a Sonic game right then and there. I don't know which one I would have played, but I was almost kind of feeling up to it. I was like,
Yeah.
it gave me a good vibe at the end of it.
You know what? You want to play a Sonic game? Just start from the beginning and play the rest of the series from there.
Yeah, because Sonic 1 is on the Switch, and they're actually using the Christian Whitehead version, right?
The good version.
All right, good.
Or at least I'm pretty sure it's that version.
Well, yeah, because like, you know, it's a good version when it has the spin dash. When the very first Sonic game didn't have it.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. But I guess that pretty much does it in terms of our review. So honestly, a really great, outstanding movie. If you hadn't seen this movie yourself, I highly recommend going to the theaters and watching it while it's still there.
One thing, I think like the future, like if we do get a third Sonic movie, they need to give us more Sonic characters. Like give us Amy, give us what else? Rouge the Bat, characters like that. Cream the Rabbit, Big the Cat.
Not so many at a time.
I feel like you gotta put at least Amy in there.
No, I guess the main one's like Amy and Rouge the Bat.
No. All right, so I'm bringing back where I was pinned. So if they do like 3, like I was gonna say, what if they? Cause I'm over here looking at YouTube. I see a thumbnail of Metal Sonic. I got this idea out of nowhere. But what if they do something like there's Shadow, but for some reason there's also Metal there, and then Metal does this whole Metal Overlord at the end.
Like a Sonic Heroes thing?
That Sonic Heroes thing, yeah. Because I was gonna say, like, let's say, like, there is no space colony arc. It's just a random facility on Earth for Shadow.
Oh,
I wouldn't see
like
them.
You gotta take it to the moon. You gotta.
Yeah, no, like.
Or the moon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, let's say hypothetically they don't do that. Like, they have to have something big enough for them to team up on Earth.
I'd say instead of Metal Sonic would be like Chaos.
Chaos.
Because you know they broke the Chaos, so they have something to go off of.
Yeah, that is true.
I know you want Metal Sonic.
I really want Metal Sonic.
No. I feel like Chaos will probably come.
Metal is my favorite character out of all of them.
I think to go back to what I was saying about like Amy and Rouge the Bat. Like I think like the reason why I say that is maybe because like Sonic is like it appeals more to like the little boys target audience, but like you bring like characters like Amy and Rouge, obviously girls would want to watch that too.
That is true.
And kids of that age group,
And I guess it brings in a little more diversity because then when you start introducing the female cast of characters, from the Sonic crew, it kind of balances stuff out a little bit more. Because at that point, I feel like you have to. Because even in Sonic Adventure 2, Amy was already around, Rouge the Bat was already around.
They're integral to the story of SA2.
Yeah.
Like Amy busts out Sonic and Rouge is there. Like they're on the island, all of them.
Yeah.
So I feel like with Shadow, I'll go ahead and throw that out there. I think those two will be brought into the universe somehow.
And I feel like Eggman would make what was it, Gamma?
Gamma.
Either Gamma or Omega. No, it's Omega.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Omega. No. You'd make.
Wait, which one are you talking? Are you talking about the one from Adventure or the one from later on?
I'm talking about Adventure 2. It would be Gamma. It would be Omega, wouldn't it?
From Adventure, it would be Gamma.
Yeah, no, Adventure 2, I meant to say Omega.
Omega wasn't in Adventure 2. He was in Heroes Onward.
Omega, count the amount of sand particles in this desert.
And I guess technically, while I was thinking about predictions, I guess it's like one of my last ones. Because I have a feeling the main plot point will just be purely around Shadow and primarily pulling most of the plot points from Sonic Adventure 2 though. But if they ever did like a Sonic movie 4 and then like let's say a Jim Carrey's like, all right, I'm done with Eggman or whatever though, they might be able to find a loophole around explaining how Chaos comes to be, and then maybe they put their spin on a 4th movie based upon Sonic Adventure 1 with Chaos. I'll just go ahead and throw
No,
that out
like
there.
they
But that's what I
like
was kind of
actually
thinking.
with chaos, like I can see it happening because they could cut to like this this little sequence where it shows where the emerald broke. Like it could cut to like it could show like the chaos thing there
Yeah.
that we didn't see before. Actually, no, that is a very good idea. Sonic. We need chaos.
Yeah.
You are completely
no,
right.
like obviously, like sorry, like you know how you said like they need to go to space.
Yeah.
Well, before that, like I love the opening to SA1 and an entire city like just flooded. That's like Hollywood levels of of a movie, you know?
Oh, it is
Of a-
because I'm thinking of a couple of them off the top of my head. What's it, San Andreas or something like that? I don't know, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like San Francisco.
yeah, it probably
They were already
was.
in San Francisco, but yeah,
It's funny how deep Sonic lore can get.
it is kind of funny how it can go.
Yeah. But any other last thoughts on the Sonic movie before I guess we wrap it up?
Definitely a good movie. I was thinking of watching it again, to be honest.
I'm probably gonna have to watch it again because I know for a fact my brother wants to watch it.
I do want. I am
yeah.
getting the
The movie.
pre-order for it.
The
Yeah, I
movie.
am getting the movie.
I
am
low
too.
key. I'm kind of low key. I was like the first one. I was like, whatever. But the second one, though, I'm almost tempted to get it myself, though, too. And that's saying something.
Well, that's all I gotta say.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Any other last thoughts, Haxx?
So, like, let's say later on, like, let's say they actually try to do a movie. Like, let's say hypothetically later on they do a movie after 3.
Okay, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Like, and they can't get Jim Carrey anymore and whatnot. They could try to do a movie where they basically just go planet hopping or some shit with the rings, or just go to a completely different planet.
Yeah, they
Oh,
go for zones and
like
shit.
Sonic Lost World, maybe.
Like Lost World, but I'm over here thinking,
Havoc.
hey, why not just pull a Sonic Rush on this?
Why not? Oh yeah, just go to like Blake's universe. I mean Blaze. Why did I say
Well,
Blake?
Yeah, Blaze.
Having fight Eggman.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some ways how they can pull in certain antagonists from the series and still not make it feel stale without.
Yeah,
Dr.
like-
Eggman.
The thing is, like, with Eggman Nega, like, you don't have to get specifically Jim Carrey, even though, like, in game they basically look the same. Like, if they do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, but this is purely hypothetical.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's pretty much it in terms of most of our thoughts. So, yeah, go see this movie if you had it, because it's up there. I highly recommend it. You heard it from all of us. If you hadn't already, which I guess technically, if you listen to all of this, I guess you probably already had. Otherwise, I guess you don't care about spoilers and you just kind of wanted to know what's going on, though. But yeah, so that was pretty much all of our thoughts on this movie, though. So thank you all for tuning in, though. All right, and that's pretty much going to do it in terms of our big fat review for the Sonic 2 movie. So let us know down in the comment section down below, what all do you think about this movie as a whole? Did you really like it? Were there some things that you dislike? Maybe were there some other references to other Sonic games that we didn't personally think about in the movie that y'all might have caught? Just leave all of that stuff down in the comment section down below. But that's basically going to do it for this video, though. And I do have Sanikyu and Haxx's contact stuff down in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and check those two guys out on their respective channels and stuff of that nature, though. So that's going to do it for this video, though. So if you really liked it, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and that bell, stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing for the foreseeable future, though. So remember, y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.